Hello and welcome to Bags of Action. My name's Steve and this is a 5-minute review of Rim of the World from 2019. The film is described as an action-adventure comedy. It's directed by McG. The writer is Zach Stentz and the stars are all very young actors, including Jack Gore, Miya Cech, Benjamin Flores Jr. and Alessio Scalzotto. So let's get this out of the way right at the start. This film feels essentially like Independence Day, but what if the perspective of the film was not the people fighting against the aliens, but a group of 4 children who are left at a summer camp during an invasion? That's essentially what happens. These 4 misfits end up at this camp in the middle of nowhere. Each of them has come for their own reasons. Aliens invade, all of the people run and disappear when they are caught in the hills, and when they come back to the camp, everybody's gone and they're left to fend for themselves. The idea in itself is interesting. I really liked that as a new perspective and a new take instead of just another Independence Day type film. I'm not familiar with the writer, but having looked back at some of his previous work, he's done some great shows. He's written for TV shows like Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles, Fringe. He worked on the screenplays for Thor in 2011 and X-Men First Class. He's worked on the Flash TV series, and he's got some other new films announced coming up. So he's someone who's familiar with genre, with science fiction, and so he seems quite a good fit for the project. Having said all that, this film is lacking in some ways. I don't know if it's the director or it was just the script, but it feels very much that it's trying too hard. There are a lot of pop culture references which in 5 years' time will age this film, and in 10 years' time no one will understand what they mean. If you look back at this film and you compare it to something like The Goonies or even more recent Super 8, when you have a group of children investigating something peculiar, they don't rely on pop culture. They don't use that in order to frame the characters to make them relevant to the viewers, which is what this script did, and I think that was a mistake. That's not to say the script isn't without its charm, and the actors do bring it to life, that you begin to like some of them and dislike some of them as you're supposed to. And as the film progresses, you realise there is more to each of the characters than what we've been introduced with initially. The children have a mission, they have somewhere to go, and they have to travel across what is essentially a war-torn city with aliens attacking, soldiers fighting them, and they are pursued by an alien who basically is relentless and just refuses to die. During the film and the difficult situations, each of the characters' strengths and weaknesses are exposed. That's really good. I really liked that. And the actors have done incredibly well, given how young they are too. There were some moments that felt very forced and some moments that were very over the top. And if this was a film that was targeted at a family audience, there were some jokes in there that were definitely just for the adults, and we would be uncomfortable viewing if the children asked their parents to explain them. I think that perhaps is one of the problems with the film, that it's not really sure who it's aimed at. There are a few jump scares in the film that will certainly excite younger audience, and I think the action will keep them on the edge of their seats. It also has quite a short runtime of under 2 hours, so it doesn't outstay its welcome. And once the film gets going, the pace is fairly relentless, but that's not to say there aren't moments where the characters stop for a little while, talk, and expand on their characterization, which was good to see. There's definitely a lot in this film that I liked, but it didn't really hold my attention, and it could be that I'm just not the right audience for it anymore. Or maybe I was just expecting more from this film, and having seen so many films over the years, it just didn't bring anything new or particularly fresh. So with all of that in mind, I'm going to give Rim of the World a solid 3 out of 5 and say it's worth watching, but it's not something I will watch again. So have you seen Rim of the World? If so, get in touch with us and let us know. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this channel. Don't forget to hit the notifications as well so you see when we release new episodes, which is every week, either from myself or my co-host. If you like what we do and you would like to support us, you can follow us on Twitter, you can join the Facebook group, you can support us via Ko-fi. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back soon.